Hello guys, so here is how you're going to create or make tables in Canva. So the very first thing that you're going to do is to head over to the canva.com. And then once you're here in this website, you can just click on presentation by clicking on this presentation icon right here and then click on it. And then actually you can create this table in any kind of size or format that you want. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to use presentation as this is one of the most used canvas sizes or canvas sizes. What we're going to do is head over to Elements tab by clicking on it. And then in the search bar, type in table or tables right here. And then you can see all of these table formats that Canva is going to offer you. And all you have to do is to click on see all tables for all the desired designs to be laid out in front of you. So you have here different colors and different layouts. Like for example, you can see here, some of them don't have borders, but some of them do. Some of them focuses more on the titles and some of them don't. Like for example, this one, this is the basic design or style for tables. This is actually one of the most professional looking ones. But for this one, let's just click on this yellow or this red with different opacity levels. Now, I'm going to show you the basics of making and creating or adjusting tables as well. What you're going to do if you want to resize this table is to click on the whole table, just click on this. You can see these lines. It's like dash lines. All you have to do is to click on that to collect the table as a whole and then drag the corners to resize it. Just remember to pull your mouse horizontally and then downward so you can get an equal size of the table. Then you can just, resize and move this table around using this icon right here with 4 lines and arrow pointing in all directions. Let's just center this table. And then after that, if you want to, for example, you want to resize this specific row, what you're going to do if you want to resize the specific column is you're going to just drag this side over to the left side. And as you can see, it is getting longer, but only this column. Now, if you want to resize this, but do not want to resize the whole table, or you don't want to really elongate the table more. If you feel like this is like the perfect size for the table, but you still want to resize this middle section or the middle column, what you're going to do is to you can see this line over here. What you're going to do is to just slide it over to the left. And as you can see, the table didn't get bigger or it didn't get elongated. It just elongated this column or these cells. So that's what you're going to do. If you want to move it around horizontally or resize it horizontally, if you feel like your text, doesn't fit. And then if you also want to make this row shorter, what you're going to do is, again, you can see this horizontal line right here. In between these cells, you can see this violet. You just have to drag it upwards, and as you can see, it got shorter. Now, let's move on to the design of the table. For example, you want to change the color of this heading, right? So what you're going to do is to just click on a cell and then head over to this color icon and then click on that. And if you want to change it to black, for example, just click on black. And as you can see, it has changed colors. Now, if you want to change the color, for example, for the whole row, what you're going to do is to hold on Shift and then click on each cell. So let's just do that. And as you can see, we have selected it, and then you just have to click on a color that you want to change it to, and it has been applied. After that, if you want to add text to your table, here's what you're going to do. Let's just resize this one and move it over to the middle. And then what you're going to do to add text is to click on this text section. Just click on that and then click on add a text box. Now, if you don't want to spend time, trying to find perfect text or the perfect font to match your table, you can also find some font combinations at the bottom if you just scroll down. Or you can also just simply click on different styles right here. Like if you want to add a subheading, like for example, this one is it's like a body text, but a little bit bigger. It's not as big as the heading, of course, but it is also in bold. Now, if you want this to be visible in our black cell background, what you're going to do is to click on this text color right here and then change it to white or something that is a great contrast to black. And then, yeah, that's it. What you're going to do to resize this is just click on this minus right here, and then you can see it's getting smaller. And then after that, what you're going to do is maybe to just add some background contrast right here if you want. Click on this background color, and then we can maybe change it into something like violet. And then if you want to add, some borders, you can just click on this border icon right here, just beside the color icon, and you can add different kinds of border. You can also change border styles, like you can increase the border weight if you would like. You can also change it to something like this, or you can also remove the border if you want, of course. You can choose inner borders, and you can also change the color of your border. Like for example, I want to change it into like maybe white or something. And yeah, you can see it changing colors. And yeah, you can see it right here. It's not very visible. Let's try to change it into black. Again, if this border was applied to this cell only because I had it selected. Now, if you want to add it to the whole table, you have again to click on this, lines right here, and then click again on border, and then click on any kind of border that you like. Maybe increase the border weight a little bit, and then let's change the border color. And as you can see, the border has been applied to our whole document. And once you're done with your table, you have filled out all of the cells. What you're going to do is to click on share and then click on download. And then you can change the file type maybe into PDF, JPEG, or PNG. But if you want it like a document style, you can just click on PDF standard and then click on download. And now it will start downloading on your computer. And that is it.